We are back with another College Confessions edition of Your Relationship Sucks. Very excited today. Standing up for the first time, as a matter of fact. I'm shooting this while I'm standing up. Somehow I'm in a place that the internet only exists in this one particular spot. Not pumped about it, but I got MJ behind me, got the pool table behind me. We're very excited about it. Um, I'm
It
excited because
kind of looks like you're prepared for college confessions by setting up in a college like dorm
Oh
scenario.
yeah, 100%. This was like my favorite place when I was growing up. Like
Leaning in
this
real
is
hard.
yeah, this is like my childhood place where we went, where I went to like hang out and like do all that stuff. So I'm very excited about it. We have something good today, but again, I haven't seen it. Just like always, I don't know what's coming. The audience doesn't know what's coming. You know what's coming. You're gonna hit us with it.
Yep,
And we are just raw.
I hold
Uh,
I hold everyone's hopes and dreams in my hand right now.
That's right. That's right. And we are just raw, absolutely unfettered reactions to this. This is the only place you're going to get this type of access. So let's get into it. Let's get into initial impressions. Hit me with it. What do you got?
Okay, it is I, a 21-year-old male, have had to manage my girlfriend's, a 24-year-old female, finances. I hate it, and it's possibly ruining our relationship. Please help.
Jesus Christ. How old is this girl?
The girl's 24, but the guy is 21, which is why I picked it.
Yikes. No, I get it. I, mm, my initial impression is that it's definitely ruining their relationship because this guy said it was ruining their relationship. So that's my initial impression. I don't really know how else to take that. She sounds like a fucking disaster. Like I don't really know what that means. Like I'm managing their finances. Like I sort of get that, like it's your household or something like that. But if you don't have commingled finances, I don't really know what that means. Like is he putting her on her own allowance? I don't get it. That doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense to me. You know what I mean? If he's just like, hey, like, if she's like, I don't know how to invest or something, and he's like, you should go into a 401k or something, like that's a totally different thing. So my initial impression is that this is definitely ruining the relationship. That's my initial impression.
Okay.
But I don't really get what's happening here.
Okay. Let's find out. Hopefully we do find out, because as we've learned, sometimes we don't find out the answers that we want.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, longtime lurker. I have been wanting to post today because this is just the peak of having to. To give background, my girlfriend and I were laid off during the pandemic just as we moved into our new apartment. We agreed to split the bills between the two of us and a roommate evenly, but when she got laid off, her unemployment barely covered her car and car insurance payments, but still left quite a few bills to pay, plus food and going out. I have to go through shady means of making money, as I've been applying to literally 5 to 10 jobs a day and getting nothing or denied, and have been paying my part plus most of her bills and practically everything else. She just recently got a job and started paying a little closer to her part, but I still have to pay everything for her, and she just pays me back when she can. I used to keep a ledger to track the debts, which totaled close to 2,000 in about 2 to 3 months. But she's clearly stated that she isn't going to pay that back, and because I'm the man, I just have to deal with that.
Oh shit! Oh, I didn't know that's where that was going, but okay, all right, I get it.
I
get it
didn't.
now.
I didn't either the
Okay.
first time I went through that, but it was a great line.
Yeah, no, I get. Yeah,
Respect to her for
yep,
being just super blunt about that.
yeah.
Because I'm the man, I just have to take it, even though I'm struggling just as bad, yet risking my ass to pay her and my bills. Okay, whatever then, period. I accept the loss and just try to manage month to month bill pay now. But every time I bring up how much she has to pay me for her bills that I pay for myself since everything's in my name, she gets so defensive and upset, and it hurts me to do this, but I'm struggling so hard, and I didn't get that free foot in the door she recently got, and I just want her to put in her weight.
What? What? I don't understand. Okay. All right. Okay. Hold on.
It
Number
literally
one,
says that. I think he's talking about the job she got. So she's actually making money legally and he's doing something not so legal.
oh, okay. All right. Oh, all right. Okay. All right. So, okay. Jesus. This guy is, oh my God. He is minimizing this problem like you wouldn't believe. He said, I am managing my girlfriend's finance. No, you're not. You're giving her money that you want her to give back. That's not managing somebody's
Apparently, the
finance.
car insurance and everything is still in his name too.
Right. You're just
For her
paying
car.
for another person to live. That's what you're doing. You're not managing any sort of finances. Like none of this is like managing finances is like, okay, let's look at the budget. Let's see how much we have. We got to spend here. These are bills we have to pay. These are things, these are like things that we want to do, but maybe we can afford. Like, let's see all that. That's what managing finances is, right? Like, should I invest? Should I not invest? Like, should I save this money? Can I afford this thing? Like that's managing finances. This guy's just straight up fucking paying for his girlfriend. Like, he's just like, here's some money. And she's like, thanks. And then, and then that's it. Like that's the end of the story. Like there's no, I don't know. That's the part I don't get. Like, okay, first of all, here's the thing. Like people say never, lend money to family or friends or whatever. And that's pretty good advice, right? It generally, like that is pretty good advice because people aren't very good at like paying stuff back and whatever. And so if you're lending money to people, that really to anybody, but if you're going to lend money to people that people will be like, get it in writing and do all this stuff and all that, yada, yada. Look, if you're going to do it, I agree with all of that, but if you're going to do it, just pretend like you're just giving them money. It's just a gift. Here you go. Okay. That's what I would say to this guy. Like, you didn't get anything in writing, dude. Like, you didn't get anything in writing. So she doesn't owe you any of this money. Like, legally, she doesn't actually owe you any of this money. But what I'm going to tell you is, and this is for anybody out there who's in a relationship, if you're in a relationship and you're going to pay for somebody else, okay, like you're going to, like, let's do the car insurance or the rent or whatever. If you're going to front the money, then you need to understand that you're just paying the money. And anything you get back is a bonus, okay? I don't care how responsible they are or how responsible they're not, right? This girl, doesn't sound like she's super responsible, but
no, I mean, part of the reason that the car insurance is in his name is because her credit is poor, which does not seem to be shocking. Like, that's not a shocker.
No. And again, like, she's right. She's right. She's like, I don't owe you any of that. I'm not going to pay it back. I mean, again, this is, you don't get anything that you don't ask for, right? Like, that's a fact. You just don't. And so she's like, I'm going to ask the dude for some money. We'll see if he gives it to me. And then he did. And she's like, whatever. Right. So that's Jesus Christ. This is, I can't, I don't know. I'm struggling because this guy's in the wrong. This girl is not in the wrong. This guy's in the wrong. This is a good lesson to learn. A couple grand over a couple months, like, it's a little steep. I'm going to be honest with you, but whatever, like, you guys have been together, you want to, do that stuff, like, that's fine. But if you're going to front this money, or if you're going to get into a situation like this, you have to understand that that's what you're going to do. Like, that's what this is. This is you paying money, and maybe the person will pay you back. That's it. That's what happens in these situations, right? So, anytime that, like, I've been in a situation where, I'm giving money or I'm paying for something for a significant other or for, a friend or something like that, if I'm doing that, either it's in writing and saying, like, okay, you owe me this money back, or mostly it's just, here's some money. If they pay me back, it'll be great, but I'm not counting on it, right? And if I'm not counting on it, then it's a lot easier if I don't get paid back, right? It just is. It's just easier if I don't get paid back. That's a great lesson to learn this early on. But what I'm going to tell you is, this is somebody who is not respecting. Like, they're just not respecting you. So it's a good lesson to learn. It sucks because it costs you money. It costs you a couple grand. What I can tell you right now is that this girl was going to cost him that much money anyway, right? I mean, she was going to cost him this much money. So it's a good lesson to learn. But honestly, this dude should run away from this girl. Like, he should get out of this, whatever, because this is somebody who's going to take advantage of you. That's what's happened here, right? He just got taken advantage of. He got taken advantage of. It's a good lesson to learn. It's a good thing to look out for in the future. It's a good thing to say, hey, let's get some stuff in writing, and let's kind of do that, and that's fine. But that's the thing. If you're going to lend money to somebody, you have to get that shit in writing if you want it back. Like, you just do. And I know it makes it weird and like all that stuff, whatever. But sorry, dude, like, don't, like, stop paying. I don't understand. Like, why are you putting your, like, I don't know. Like, again, good lesson to learn. Don't don't pay for other people's assets that you put in your name. Right? Like, or their debt. Sorry. If it's an asset, like, great, it's in your name, you own it. Like, that's fine. But if it's debt, or if it's some sort of bill, don't pay for somebody else's that's in your name. That doesn't make any sense. Put it in her name. Fine. Give it her name, and then say, I am willing to front you this money, whatever. And then the second that she doesn't pay you back, boom, no more money. Like, turn the spigot off. Great, done. Right? I mean, that's basic. I don't understand. Like, stop putting people on your shit. Like, that's fucking with your credit score. That's fucking with your bank account. Like, your net worth is less because she is doing this. And now, yeah, of course, I would feel resentful too if I was this guy. Like, I'd be like, what's up? Like, where's the stuff happening? But the mind games that he's playing with himself, like, she's not playing any mind games with him. She's not playing any mind games. It's very clear they didn't have a discussion. They had zero discussion before this happened. She never said, I'm going to pay you back. That's very clear, right? She never said that. He was hoping that was the case. He thought they had an understanding, but they didn't communicate in that way, right? Again, all this stuff mostly is like, just talk to people better and, stop being stupid. But they obviously didn't have that. And then when they did, she was like, whatever, you paid for me, like, doing whatever you do. I don't really know what that means. Like, I guess he's selling drugs or whatever he's doing. I don't know. I mean, like, do your thing. But
I don't know what he's doing either.
But he was like, well, you're going to pay me back. And she's like, well, we never had that. And so I'm not going to pay you back. So she's not doing anything. But this guy he's playing mind games with himself. Like, she's just been honest with him. She's been very honest with him about all this stuff. And he's just playing mind games with himself, right? He's like, well, I'm managing her money. No, you're not, bro. You're just giving her money. You're just handing money out for free. You're just saying, here's some fucking money. That's what you're doing. You're not managing anybody. She doesn't have any money. That's the point. She has no money. That's my point. Right? Like, you can't manage somebody's money when they have $0. Managing zero is just saying you have zero. Like, that's it. There's no managing. You just go, yeah, you're fucking broke. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't understand, like, what you're doing. That would be you managing. It would be every day she'd wake up and you'd look at her and you'd be like, hey, guess what? You remember you're fucking broke today. Like, you get a job. That would be you managing her fucking $0 of finance. That's what that would be. But that's not what he's doing. And that's not what she's doing. But he's saying, I'm managing her finances. No, you're not, dude. But he's doing that because he's like, well, I'm afraid to lose her. Right? And I'm like, actually, I hope that you lose this girl. I hope that she goes and tries to trick somebody else and not this guy. I say that wrong. I hope she goes and takes advantage of somebody else. She did not trick him. Let's be very clear about that. She didn't trick him, but she is taking advantage of him. I hope that she leaves him and goes and takes advantage of somebody else, because this is a nice guy. It sounds like, right? Just kind of a a bit of a simpleton almost, but he's trying to do this stuff, but he's just minimizing all of these things. He's like, oh, is it weird that that she's just like, go fuck yourself. Like, I don't owe you any money or whatever. Like, is it weird that I feel bad about that? No, dude, no, that's perfectly reasonable. Like, but the fact that you have to ask that question, it just shows that he's all messed up. Like, he doesn't know what's going on. So I don't know. Like, I'm looking at this, and honestly, I don't really think she's doing anything wrong. I mean, like, I have my own take on, like, should she or should she not pay him back? But that part doesn't even matter. She's not really doing anything wrong. They didn't have a talk about it. She's being very honest about, like, I don't owe you this money, whatever. He just has to decide, is that somebody I want to be with? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to add too, I mean, her comment, like, that you're the man, I don't have to pay you back, that's just how things are. Hilarious comment. It's not so much whether it's irrelevant whether someone thinks that's a sexist comment or not. The thing this dude needs to think about, and everyone, if is that the dynamic that I want for my relationship? Because there's a lot of guys out there who do want that. They want to be a provider. That's important to them. And they partner with someone who wants that more traditional, the female, like, they pay for their nails. They do that. That's like, for some men, that is like they enjoy taking care of the person, and the person enjoys being taken care of. That dynamic works. Other people, and it sounds like his version of what he visualizes as a relationship is more of a partnership. So everything's 50-50, you know, like if someone else is struggling, the other one picks it up, and it might be a seesaw throughout life, you know, like that seems to be like what that's. So it's not even a matter that her comment is whatever. You can believe what you want to believe. The reality is that type of relationship that she wants works for some other people, and it's not working for this guy. He is unhappy with it, and it doesn't matter if it's like someone else says, what's the big deal, man? It's like, it's a big deal to you, and that's what that's what's up. If you're not happy, this isn't a relationship, you know. And that's the end of the day, is if she wants that, she needs to find someone else, because he's not happy, we're saying. And that's a hard lesson to learn when you're living together. Especially, it's people are like, I'm already in this deep. It's like, don't go deeper. Like, don't go deeper.
Yeah, no,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, absolutely.
Cut it off then.
Right. Like, what's the step by step? You know, go look at the bill, see what you can do. Like, tell her, like, hey, look, I'm tired of fronting this money or whatever. So like, we need to put you on the lease now. Like, we need to put this insurance in your name. Like, all those things. Like, people will do that. They'll do those things. And you tell her, like, look, I'm not paying for this anymore. All that stuff, and don't listen if she's, oh, well, what about this or what? Like, don't listen to that shit. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about that. It's just, that's the way it is. And if she's not cool with that, like you said, you know, I mean, you go find somebody else that's more your speed, and that, you know, again, she's not doing anything wrong. Like, again, I don't think she's doing anything wrong. It's a matter of opinion on whether or not that's how you want your life to be. It's all about preferences. That's all it is. She's not actually doing anything wrong, because she's been very honest with you about what's happening. I would just say, you know, like, dude, stop giving her the fucking benefit of the doubt, man. You know what I mean? Like, don't say, oh, she lied to me, because it doesn't sound like she lied to you. It sounds like you didn't have a conversation. But don't, like, stop giving her the benefit of the doubt on, like, oh, well, I'm managing her stuff, or, oh, well, is it okay if I'm mad, or whatever. Like, that's giving her the benefit of the doubt, you know? And it's like, yeah, dude, it's all right if you have fucking emotions, you know? Like, yeah, it's okay if you're like, hey, you know what? Go fuck yourself. Like, that's a perfectly fine thing to say to somebody. You know what I mean? Like, you know, to your point, right? So, I totally agree with you. This is a fight. This is a weird one. Like, I had no idea where that was going. That did not go where I thought it was going to go.
I thought it was going to go more along the lines of what you were describing, is that, like, the girlfriend was just so bad at managing the money that, like, he had to basically give her her own allowance every day and go through her bills and be like, what are you spending your, you know?
I thought she was going to have money to manage. Like, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, she has money.
Her bank account was more than zero.
That he's the one, yeah.
Right, like that. Like, at the very least, I assumed that her bank account was higher than zero. That's what I thought. That was not the case. That turned out not to be the case. He was like, no. She doesn't have any money. And so I was very confused. I didn't see where that was going. It was interesting though. Honestly, it was very interesting. Like, it's, you know, but that's the kind of thing, like, you see that, and from the outside you can be objective, but once you're in there, you know, like, there's all kinds of stuff, you know. It's like, hey, you know what? Like, yeah, she didn't pay me that money back, but, you know, I like snuggling with her, you know, shit like that stuff. It fucks with you. It really does. So, I mean, this is a real thing that happens. Like, this happens to people all the time. And you got to be dispassionate when you talk about money. Like, you got to be very objective about it. It's hard to be from the outside, but it's a good lesson to learn. So, all right, I think we did it. I think hopefully we helped this guy out. Interesting though. That was an interesting one. So, you know, again, if you're listening on the podcast, we appreciate it. Please, you know, subscribe, rate, review, do all that stuff. You know, check us out on YouTube as well. All of it is Your Relationship Sucks. You can find us anywhere. You know, anywhere where you have an internet connection, you can listen to us. And if you want to purchase a you know, one of our T-shirts, you know, a Karma Cancer T-shirt, an I Got Dennis T-shirt, if you want to purchase one of those, send us an email. What's the email?
The email is info.yourrelationshipsucks@gmail.com.
All right, so you can hit us up there. You know, let us know. You can also hit us with questions, anything you want to get answered there. all those things. So we do appreciate everybody listening. Thank you very much. If you haven't seen those 2 episodes, go check them out. You can find them in the feed. Definitely go check them out. I decided yesterday I am going to start saying it like, hey, you know what? When you go to sleep at night, like just leave something on, just like hit us on YouTube and just play it. Like turn the volume down. Like don't even watch it. Just turn the volume down and just play it. Like just go whatever and just let it happen like all the way through. You can hit our playlist, whatever. It'll help us out. We really do appreciate anybody who's listening, who's watching, who's doing all those things. So
I don't know. You have a pretty soothing voice. I think you could follow. People could fall asleep to yours until I started talking, and then the high pitched shrill would just come in and wake them up.
I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure that people are going to be able to fall asleep if I'm just screaming in the background.
That's true. I think that I'm a little numb to your screaming, so I'm probably an outlier.
Like definitely turn the volume down unless you're into that, like you want to have that background noise or whatever. But I would be careful with that only because I do have a penchant for talking at louder than normal volumes from time to time. So, but still do that because it does help us out. We would appreciate it. And honestly, we don't even really care if you actually listen. We just need the metrics to say you listen. You know what I mean? So do that. But otherwise, we will be back next time answering more dumb questions from dumb kids who remind us of our dumb selves. So we will see everybody there.